This is flipped around, so. All right. Hello, hello. Yeah, this camera's flipped. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. I am gonna do a reading. It actually has a topic this time that I was told to pull earlier today. And I didn't read it. I just pulled the cards and sort of let them sit here because I wanted the energy to flow wherever it was going to flow at the time when I connect with viewers. So, yeah, I just looked at them, spread them out and looked at them. I'm just going to line them up on my table here. But it's interesting. So the topic tonight is divine flow. Good evening. If you have any questions or you decide you want to ask a question, it is $5 per question. Cash out me, or I could send the little request if you inbox me your question. But otherwise, that's not important at this time. What's important is the message. So let me get myself grounded. Okay. Let's go. Got my little Tibetan singing bowl here with y'all this time. Let's see how it go. Every time I do this, it don't always work. So let's try it. Oh, I get it. I see what happens. Just giving us our frequency alignment. It don't want to sound off. I think I'm too tensed because it has to flow. Because we're talking about divine flow. Maybe it's this way. Yeah. Okay, I like it. I was too tense, y'all. Y'all got to get the tension out. If y'all see it looking kind of foggy, it's because I have my incense burning. Frankincense, because we got to get some divine flow going on here. So, I ended up doing a little research this time. Usually I just go with the flow, but I was led to flow and do a little research. So, the cards that came out were deepening, right here with the black cat on it, sacrifice, divine flow, which is the card that fell out separately from the rest of them, but it was third, but then it fell out my hand separate, which made me feel like it was the most important aspect of the cards. So after divine flow comes liberation. After liberation is divine love. And after divine love is ease. Now we had divine flow. After ease, you got flow. At the bottom of the deck is receiving. I'm going to explain what all this meant, y'all, but y'all see me smiling because this is freaking beautiful. Okay, the energy is so beautiful. So first of all, deepening, the card deepening here, the general message is saying, once you're on earth for enough lifetimes, your old soul will begin to long for non-grasping detachment and surrender. They bring you to the peace of God. Y'all, Spirit wants you to experience the peace of God in your life. And how will you do that? Okay, how will you do that? Sacrifice is how you will experience the peace of God in your life. Sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go. Illusions, obsessions, addictions. It's a sacrifice to love. Not a sacrifice of love. It's a sacrifice to love. The sacrifice is to release you to love. So, as your soul evolves, we're talking about the evolution of the soul here. As your soul evolves and begins to long for the peace of God, like you've been through so much, you've experienced so much, and you've had this wide plethora of experiences and emotions and feelings that you've gone through, and you're like, but I'm tired, my soul tired. I'm tired of the same thing. I'm tired of it. So you're longing for the peace of God, and you're saying, how do I get that? How do I get some peace? How do I move on to the next level soul wise? And sacrifice. So what happened is Spirit heard you and said, okay, let me clear the way. Now, we've been talking a lot about clearing over the past couple months, but it's all coming together because the clearing brings you into divine flow. Divine flow being the topic is eventually, after you surrender, even though it's painful, after you surrender to God's cutting away of things and you detach, you just don't want to hold on to stuff no more. You stop holding on so tight. You start releasing, you start relaxing, you start receiving, which is the last card that came out. We're going to get to it. You start, eventually, one sublime desire takes precedence. That one sublime desire for the peace of God, it takes precedence over all others. And it says to follow the divine Tao, the divine flow, at all costs. To follow the divine flow at all costs. So I looked up what Tao was. That's the divine flow, y'all. Look at how being in divine flow has all those flowers blossoming, has a lot of abundance, has all these colors, all the chakras are lit up and they are beautiful, and there's like this symphony of color on these cards. And then you see the butterflies represent transformation, the dragonfly represents transformation as well, and that's what's on this card. And then you see these seeds blowing in the wind, because once you're able to open up and expand, you can share and sow seeds of that same energy with so many other people, and they can experience that same joy. So what we're doing now, y'all, we're not just sowing seeds for our own abundance. I saw 747 just now. And we're sowing seeds for others to experience the abundance of God as well, because we are teaching them. And I see 711. So 747 was the 7 minutes and 47 seconds. And it's 711 now. I'm going to go ahead and look that up, y'all. $7.47. So it is a twin flame number. There are some people on here who are in twin flame union, so I do read both numbers. It indicates that if you have separated with your twin flame from the union, it is time to get reunion and reunited. You would get an auspicious chance to be together, to start a new and a fresh relationship with them from the beginning. So angel number 747 is also usually a sign of unconditional love towards all people. Didn't we just get through talking about sowing those seeds? Them little seeds right there flowing. I hope y'all can see it. Let me put it a little closer. Those little seeds. It's also birds, so it's also messages. I do see a link between transformation and abundance. So abundance is on the other side of your transformation. And a downpour, like a downpour of seeds, a downpour of possibilities. But the abundance is directly linked to transformation. Okay, the ones who resonate with this angel number are often full of love for others and devote their lives to helping them to making their lives better. Now, y'all, it's interesting because when I looked up divine flow and Tao, which is Taoism, is a link with Taoism, it means the way. It means way. So Tao means way. And Taoism is a system which promises to teach the best way to do all things. Now look how that tied in with that angel number. Um, okay, devoted to helping others to making their lives better. They are often humanists, philanthropists, and often light workers. So many other people who tune into my lives and people who I deal with are light workers. All of them are not awake completely, but they are awakening, and it's important that they have someone who understands and who's been through these changes and the strange things that they are going to experience to help sort of guide their souls and help them navigate through it. Because, you know, if you don't have to go through hardship or turbulence, then you don't have to re-experience those other experiences. You can take time. How do I put this? You can learn from other people's experiences so you don't have to go through them. So that pushes you a step further. So when you are opening up to this divine flow and this abundance, and you're spreading seeds and you're helping others, then what you do is you give them a jump start, a kick start from where you are so they can propel forward. And the other thing I love about looking at the way in Taoism, it means making choices that are the most wholesome, the most natural, and the most beneficial, and without purpose. Its followers react to situations without having specific expectations or desires to mold them. So this is like zero ego, zero selfishness. This is like, I'm not attached. That's what this detachment was talking about with this deepening. It's deepening you. You're not so shallow. You're deepening. And is not having an attachment to a specific expectation, because expectations are good in some sense, but you have to detach from rigid expectations. Like, you can expect that everything will work out fine, everything is gonna be fine. Let me take my glasses off. It's doing a lot of reflecting and it's distracting me. I get distracted by light. I get distracted by shiny things. So I am the light. I am a shiny thing. Oh, thank you, Spirit. That's beautiful. I get distracted by myself. Okay, so the deepening. Surrendering to bring the peace of God. Okay. Once you're in divine flow, the Tao, it is also very closely associated with Chi, or Ki. And that is the Force. No, the Force of, like, the Jedi. Okay. The Force, and Chi. Chi actually means breath. It's energy or breath. And it's directly associated with, it has two corresponding states, of course, of breath. You have an inhalation and you have an exhale. And that's why when you're living in flow, it's important to master breathing. I did not forget that I was supposed to look up 7-Eleven. I'm in flow. Let me look it up. Master breathing. It's 717. Y'all, the angel number be coming so fast. But you know what else is beautiful? Divine flow. Okay. And divine timing. Being in divine flow, you're always going to be in divine time. And I find myself doing everything in 11-minute increments. It don't matter how long it feel like I was doing it. It don't matter how short it feel like I was doing it. I look at it and 11 minutes pass by. Or exactly 10 minutes pass by. Okay, so angel number 711 is a warning and advice to pay close attention to your thoughts because they manifest quickly. We just got through talking about Chi. Now, what is Chi? It's your breath. It's life force energy. Okay. Chi is also directly corresponding to energy that you can use to enact with the natural and material world. So, if you can master your Chi, your energy, your breath, then you can master the elements and things around you. You can master situations because now you're no longer controlled by your reaction to things, your emotional reaction. And it looks like, okay, I didn't. I was going to say, it looks like I lost my emerald. Can't be losing that. Talking about losing emeralds. Finding Nemo. Somebody in a few minutes text Finding Nemo on the screen if you please help me remember. I got something to tell y'all about Finding Nemo. Okay. So, using your chi energy. Oh, the other thing I am going to work on, let me write it down because Charmaine's chi energy be going with the flow and her brain be gone too sometimes. She'd be like, la la la, la la la, la la la, like Dory on Finding Nemo. Is that an insult to myself? No, it's not, because I freaking love Dory, and once I tell y'all about Nemo, you'll find out why I'm not insulted by calling myself Dory. I am a lot like her because I just forgot what I was going to say. Somebody remind me. Anyway, if you're not like Dory too, it'll come. Or I'll look at it later. Oh, teaching you guys how to work with your breath energy. Okay. With like it's called prana. I gotta teach y'all about prana because it's when I became a yoga instructor. I learned about the different ways to breathe to clear your energy and to clear your sinuses. I mean, we're not breathing correctly. If you breathe correctly, you can literally eliminate pain in your body by breathing the right way. Like if you have like pain right here, you got some pain right here. Somebody got some pain right there, right now. So you imagine the space that you have the pain in, and you take a deep breath into that space, like in your nose and out through your mouth, and you breathe into that area and breathe out of that area. You automatically release it, but you have to consciously focus your breath in that area. So if you have pain in some places, try taking a couple deep breaths, good, deep, solid nostril breaths, and then expand those lungs really wide to where you feel your back opening up, because your lungs are actually in your back, not here in your chest. So when you expand your lungs, your back should open up. And if you can't take a good solid breath, you got a lot of tension there, then you haven't been breathing right. You realize you've been actually taking a lot of shallow breaths. But anyway, breath is for another time. Just like if you're in pain, just make sure you take some time out, take some good, maybe about 3 or 4 good ones, and just when you exhale, relax that spot. The pain will go away. You got a headache, breathe into the headache. My hair hurts sometimes. Right now it's in Isis mode. I done tamed her. Her name is usually Zara when she's crazy and wild, and it rained on her yesterday, so she was mad. Speaking of mad, my baby mad because he want to come up in here. Finding Nemo. Thank you. Finding Nemo. Because it's up there, I'm going to look at it again because it's not time yet. Thank you, though. Okay. Is somebody blowing the horn outside my house? They better ring the doorbell. Anyway. Because I can't stop my flow. Can't stop divine flow. And, okay. So, liberation was after you realize that spirit is trying to deepen your relationship and your connection with divine through pulling things out of your life through the sacrifice. So to get you in divine flow, to get you into following the divine at all costs, you letting it all go. You sacrificing, you letting it go. Nothing is going to stop you. Nothing is going to hinder you. Nothing is going to slow you down, because you are releasing and you are sacrificing. Then liberation comes with the sacrifice, freedom. Because as long as you're holding on to something, you're not just holding on to that thing and keeping that thing from moving or that person from moving. You're shackling yourself. And spirit wants to give you freedom. Who the Son sets free is truly free indeed. And I proclaim you to be the Lamb of God. Now behold. Oh, y'all, I want to do the praise dance. Okay, Dory moment. So, the doubts and fears will still come up. Still gonna come up. You're welcome. I knew it was you. And you don't believe anymore that it's you. Because it's not. The doubts and fears are not you. The doubts and fears are the enemy, the inner me, the ego me, that is trying to keep me from being completely free, from being completely me. And you really think of it, a lot of times your ego have you lying, have you to say, and I mean, you be like, I don't even want to. I don't even want to talk to that person. I don't even want to deal with them. You love the hell out of that person, but you something. I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to talk to them. That's your ego. Your ego has just blocked the flow of love, has blocked the divine flow. And then because you let it come out your mouth, that's what you manifested. You manifested that even though you want to speak to that person, you're not going to speak to that person. And that's how pride causes you to block the flow of love. Spirit is cut it out. Ain't no pride, ain't no ego. Cut it out. You cutting yourself off from me. You cutting yourself off from other people. You cutting me off from other people because the love and the divinity that is part of God that is in you is not having the opportunity to express itself and flow as it should from person to person, and as you are a light. I'm gonna stop there. Now I'm gonna talk about Finding Nemo. So my kids are watching Finding Nemo right now. As I was setting them up for Finding Nemo, I looked at, and you know what's sad? I don't even remember the name of the clownfish on Finding Nemo, even though he was the main character, but the movie was about Finding Nemo. Interesting. Let's go back to it. Why is the movie called Finding Nemo? You know, is misleading you that the movie's about Nemo. The movie isn't about Nemo. It's about his father, because his father had a traumatic experience. Had a very traumatic experience and lost the love of his life. Clownfish mate for life, I think. And what happened was, and he lost his whole family. Sacrifice. That's the sacrifice. And he became very rigid and scared and callous. And he was so, oh, Nemo, oh, you're a little special, Nemo. And Nemo's like, I'm just me, Daddy. I just want to do something. I just want to be somewhere. I just want to be free. Just let me live. You can't swim that fast. Slow down. Oh, y'all playing with him too close. Oh, you got a germs. You got cold. Move him away. Move him away. Move him away. You know. And you know what Nemo really was? Nemo was his inner child, because he was so afraid after having that traumatic experience. His inner child suffered. His inner child was lost. And the story was about finding his innocence again, finding his inner child. And that's what the Most High wants us to do, wants us to find our inner child, because that is where the essence is. It's the Bible says, unless you be like a little child, you can't enter into the kingdom. And we're like, that means just being able to follow orders like a child? No, it means having that childlike essence and that purity and that innocence that you had when you were a child, that had left you, that made you open, that made you vulnerable, that made you accepting of receiving love. And you like, but that's dangerous. That's dangerous, right? Just like Nemo's dad was like, everything is dangerous. You know, he was afraid. He was traumatized. That fish had PTSD. And he was projecting it onto his child. He was projecting it onto his inner child. He was projecting it onto his outer child, his seed. And so he was trying to give his child those same complexes that he had. His child got lost. Was actually taken away from him. The inner child was taken away. Was captured by a higher or a higher life form that took it away and up to the surface. We'll get into something deep like that later. The point is, he found out on his journey that he had a lot of prejudices. He was very prejudiced. He was very rigid in his belief systems. He was very rigid in his thought processes, and he was very selfish and self-centered. He didn't know these things about himself because he thought that all he was doing was trying to protect his child. All he was trying to do was protect his inner child, trying to protect myself. I became rigid and self-centered and egotistical and a narcissist. You know, all those things was actually what he became. And it took him interacting with Dory, simple little Dory, who she like, I lost my family. You know, I'm lost. But she was like, ooh, shiny stuff, you know. And she was like, I'm lost, but I'll help you. I'll help you find your way. You know, Dory lost her family, and she lost everything. She was all alone. But what she had her inner essence. She had her inner child intact. She was still open. She was still innocent. And she followed her intuition. And she was like, do we go through? Do we go over? think we're supposed to go over, but let's go through. Woo! And I mean, she went through and she suffered some consequences for going through the jellyfish. But you know, ultimately, when she opened up her eyes, she just happy that her friend was there. Somebody was there for me when I went through the jellyfish and got stung. He was immune to the stings though. He was immune to the stings because he was callous. Now you know what that tells me? That Dory and y'all don't know his name, the clownfish, they were each other's polar opposite. They were each other's divine counterparts because they, where one of them had a weakness, the other had a strength, and they helped each other through this journey. And while she had all this intuition, and she had this resilience, and she had this joy and this innocence that he needed in his life, he had the boundaries that she needed to understand sometimes. Just like he needed to understand sometimes, just go with the flow. Like he had the time of his life and enjoyed things that he was always afraid for his child to experience, because he was with this person who was his polar opposite, who was helping him guide the way, helping him on a journey. And this journey was a journey of enlightenment. It was a journey of letting go. And he didn't know where he was going to end up. He didn't know how he was going to find his child. He didn't know if he was going to find his child. But you know what he did do? Even though he was rigid, he trusted. And he followed the divine flow. It's funny that this also takes place in water. And you know what else water represents? It represents spirit. It represents emotion. It represents the ebb and flow of the oceans, and you know how your energies can move, and how the moon moves those energies up and down. And so deepening, talking about the deepness of your ocean, the depth of your spirit, the depth of your emotions, the depth of exploring those emotions, exploring your spirit, and rescuing that inner child that's in there drowning, that's lost, rescuing it. Not asking someone else to come rescue it. Someone can share your journey, but they cannot save you. You have to actually partake in the lessons and the journey, and actually trust and go there yourself. You can be scared. It's okay to be scared. It says that the doubts and fears will still come up. They're going to come up. They'll rise from the deep every now and then, hit the surface and have you like, ooh, you know, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. I keep saying it to my uncle. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming like Dory. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. That's why. Okay, how you going to be scared of the water? You a fish. I mean, come on. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Who cares that it's turbulence? Just keep swimming. Who cares it's still? Just keep swimming. You're going to be different. There's going to be changes. Now, there's liberation. Let's do a recap. We have the deepening of your spirit through sacrifice, through pain. Believer, the song Believer by Imagine Dragons. Pain, you made me a believer, believer. Pain, oh let the bullets fall, let them rain. My life, my love, my drive, they came from pain. You made me a believer, believer. So, I like, it just pointed, I just heard in my spirit, first things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. You know, first thing first, he gonna say what he gotta say. Second thing second, don't you tell me what you think that I can be. I'm the one at the sail, I'm the master of my CEO. The master of, y'all need to listen to that song. Y'all need to listen to that song, because that song is in your spirit. That is spirit talking to you, letting you realize that you are a believer because of the pain that gave you understanding, that gave you drive, that gave you ultimately your peace. It found you. It helped you find yourself. Because this journey of him finding his son was a painful one in many ways, but it was beautiful because he had so many experiences. It is a journey. It's not just a destination. Yes, the destination is there. You know that there's a point. You know there's a course. You know that there is a purpose. But when you just live and flow without attachment to expectations, Dory, I think, enjoyed that adventure more than he did because he was so scared and rigid the whole way. And then he looked back in the end and he like, dang, look at all these things I experienced. I had prejudices against sharks, and sharks was like, fish are friends, not food. You know, they trying to cure their addictions. They got their own problems too. Everybody's trying to evolve. Everyone's trying to solve their own problems. Everybody's trying to grow and develop. And you prejudiced because you've been told or fed information about certain types of people. And those people are on a journey too. And you crash into each other to see how much you've learned, to see if you can learn something from each other. You should. I mean, they're your soulmates too. That's why you crash into them. You have a contract to bump into these people at certain times of your life. If you meet your appointments, you gonna meet them because you have no choice. It just depends on whether you learn your lessons up to that point, how your interaction with them is. Okay. We just got to talking about the sacrifice, which leads you to divine love, which is the Tao, helping you to work with your chi energy, which liberates you. It takes the shackles off. Now you go from divine flow and through liberation into divine love. Now look how this person is now soaring. There is an opening. There's an opening here with these flowers. First, let's stop. First, there is a bowing. There's a sacrifice. The bowing. There is an opening with these flowers. Opening. So seeds can flow. So new life can be created. Then there's a transformation with this dragonfly energy. And this transformation occurs in your heart because this card is green. Let's go back. Sacrificing in the root chakra with the red color. Sacrificing in the earthly and material realms. Sacrificing your attachments and your addictions and obsessions in the 3D. Divine flow in your upper chakras with this blue color, dealing with your third eye, dealing with your throat chakra, dealing with your crown, opening up to divine. And this is that flower I just showed you. That's the lotus. And this here is the blossoming lotus mantra, which is a hand gesture representational of opening of the heart chakra. This green card, transformation of your heart, transformation of your inner child, healing your inner child wounds. Okay, now that that's green and it's transformed, now your heart is green again, open into divine love, open to divine love. It's a different shade of green because it's darker. Let y'all see. The beginning is still that light green that lets you know something. You know how something's a fruit. Ooh, I like it. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. You know how a fruit, it begins once you see the first buds. Like I got a blueberry bush. And I've been nurturing this blueberry bush for 3 years. The first year, no berry. The second year, one berry. And a bird ate it. That was the sacrifice. I gave it to the Most High. Okay, this year I saw 2 little berries and they were this yellowish color, this yellow-green color. Of course, they're not ripe. It takes time. And as they grow, as they are nurtured, as they get nourishment and sunlight and love, because every time I see this blueberry bush, I talk to it like a baby. I be like, oh, look at your little berries, you cute little baby. I love you, little blueberry bush. Then it's going to get darker. What color is it going to get next? It's going to get violet, blue. We got 2 blue cards here. We got 2 different shades, which is still a ripening. So, well, 3 if you go to receiving. So, it's flowing, y'all. It's flowing. That's how I get into divine flow. I'm showing y'all how to do it. Because I looked at this, but I just looked at it so I can lay it out. But I don't, this stuff, Spirit reveals this stuff as I go. Okay. So, you open to divine love. And now you're saying, in flow, allow me, divine, to move with the flow. Now, first it was just saying to follow the flow. Now you went from following Dory, following the flow. Where is it going? I'm following the signs. I'm following the synchronicities. To now, you're moving with it. You are in it. You are a part of it. You are the flow now. Move with the flow and respond with calmness and peace. Now, we just got through saying that Your soul is beginning to long for non-grasping detachment and surrender. Non-grasping attachment and surrender. So you long for the surrender, so you do surrender. You surrender, and with the surrendering, your obsessions, your addictions are sacrificed. You lose those things. You no longer attached to them. Why do I hear something about the peace of God, the peace that passes understanding? I feel like I read that on here somewhere, but I don't see it. It's like a deja vu moment, like I saw it, but it's not here. But anyway, now you're flowing, and you learn to flow and respond. You're not reacting anymore, because reacting is trauma. Reacting is shielding and trauma, trying to just keep yourself safe. Like, okay, you ran up on me too fast, so I'm gonna punch you. That's reacting. You run up on me fast. Responding is, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm not finna punch you. I mean, you all right? You finna punch me? You got a problem? I mean, okay. That's responding. Reacting is like, shoot, I'm gonna get you before I think you might get me. That's trauma responses. God wants us out of that trauma response. Get out of that. Let's have some flow. Okay. Now, once you are learning to move with the flow, and you are the flow, and you kind of just going, look what comes up. Ease. Ease. You ain't gotta fight. Again, that was the response versus the reaction. The reaction is a fighting. Fight or flight. I'm gonna fight or I'm gonna run. What you gonna do? Fight or run? Neither. I'm gonna just sit here and wonder what is wrong with you, because I'm chill. And who's gonna fight with somebody who chill? You can't fight with somebody who's not fighting with you. So same thing with your inner self. Stop fighting with yourself so much. Just go with the flow. Learn to trust the divine, because that's who's in control anyway. It's you trying to control a situation that you have absolutely no control over. But you can be led if you allow it. Now, ease is saying, it's easy for me to receive, because I'm in flow. It's easy for me to receive, because I'm in flow. It's easy for me to receive. Again, affirmation. It's easy for me to receive. His name was Marlon. Ain't that a shame? Thank you. I ain't know his name. I ain't know his name. Thank you, Lily. Okay. Whoever this saying, I'm drawn to you, my beloved, for a reading of guidance. That's a spammer, y'all. Fuck them folks. Let me go and delete them off here. Delete. That's what spirit doing to your problems, doing to the things that are hindering you from your soul mission. Spirit is going delete. Yeah, she keep on saying, girl, his name is Marley. I'm slow. I didn't scroll. My bad. But thank you. I needed that. Okay. Marlon. Yeah, I can read. So, now that you are in ease and you're saying, it's easy for me to receive, it's easy for me to receive, it's easy for me to receive, then at the bottom of the deck is receiving. What are they receiving from? Wow, it looks like a dove. They're receiving from the Holy Spirit. What is that? The dove is flying in front of the sun, which represents the light of God in your life. Look, what is he in? Looks like he's in some water, the baptism of the Ruach Kadesh, the Holy Spirit, the set apart spirit. Looks like he's emerging from that deep, dark, emotional place, reaching for the sun to a place higher above, ascending, transcending, transforming. I like it. Receiving. Every day, it becomes easier to receive. It is easy for me to receive. It is easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. Every day, it becomes easier to receive the highest divine plan and to trust my inner guidance. Okay. Then at the beginning, it said that, why do you want to drop stuff? Somebody hating, it's all right. It's all right. I'm gonna pick it up. We gonna get it. I'm gonna pull it. Okay, I see why it failed, y'all. Spirit wanted to give a warning. Delusion is the warning. Intention without surrender is a fast path, can be a fast path to delusion. So that's the warning. So you have the intention to do something. You have the intention that you're going to put this divine energy, this chi, this into. You have a purpose. You're saying that, okay, I intend to do this. I intend to do this. But you didn't surrender. You didn't surrender. So again, like I was saying, that ego gets you to lying, and you don't even realize you're lying because it just never comes into fruition because you did not surrender. Okay, so what we were saying, it becomes easier to receive the highest divine plan, receiving the intuition, receiving the plan, receiving the messages. What did I say here? With divine flow, you're open to receiving the messages. Open to receiving the messages. And your inner guidance. And your inner guidance was saying that you are longing for the peace of God. And your desire takes precedence over all others to follow the divine flow at all costs. Now that you surrendered to the Most High, and you are in flow, now you're gonna be receiving. And this is not, people be, when I say abundance, people be like, ooh, money. Is that really important? No, it's not. Abundance is all encompassing and multi-dimensional, is multifaceted. Abundance is abundant of the spirit. I mean, if you are in connection with the divine and you are in flow and you are a channel to where the Most High can just flow through and show through you, then why do you need money when everything you need is provided? And delight thyself also in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. So not only are your needs provided, but the desires of your heart are provided. I would that you all prosper. Another message that came to me was about being fruitful and multiplying. In the scripture, humans, are referred to as trees. Okay, and a tree is known by the fruit that it bears. And Spirit says, be fruitful and multiply. I want my fruit to be multiplied in evidence that I have a connection with divine, and that I am living in flow, and that I am doing my soul mission. My baby getting sleepy. Finding Nemo must have gone off. Okay. But he okay. He just throwing a fit. We okay, we just be throwing a fit sometimes. I had a vision night before last, and I had another one last night. I was in my meditation, and I said, okay, y'all, I'm just gonna sit with you. And I closed my eyes and I said, I'm just gonna sit with you. And y'all, you know how it's not necessarily like smoke, but you could see fumes. So it's like the air looks wavy when you see fumes, or when you're burning on the grill and the coals are hot, but you can't see them burning, but you see the little waves in the air from it, or the heat coming off a radiator. I saw the Most High like put a form together like that. It was huge, and sit next to me, just Indian style, and we just was sitting there like this. And I was like, That's so sweet that you created a form so my consciousness could understand that you were sitting with me and not feel alone. I said, that's so beautiful and so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. And we just sat there and it was like telepathic. And I said, what are we doing? And he just nodded his head forward. And I looked down. It's like I was on a plateau of some sort. It was greenery all around me. It was so beautiful. And I just saw everybody and everything, like the whole world, just laid flat where I could see everything and everybody simultaneously. And I said, what are we doing? And he said, I'm watching them make decisions. I'm just watching them. And he was like, I love all of them. Some of them love me, some of them don't. Some of them know I'm here, some of them don't. It doesn't matter. I'm just watching them make decisions. So I sat there with him. I said, okay, let's just watch him make decisions. And then I asked about my divine counterpart. I was like, where he at? He was like, oh, he'll be here soon. And, you know, our energies were just sitting there with God, watching everybody make decisions. And then it zoomed out to the edge of the observable universe. So I wasn't just looking at Earth anymore. I was looking at multiple dimensions at once. And it was like, and we're just watching the lights light up in the heavens. Like, we're just watching them make decisions. And I was like, you know, what kind of, you can never match God's love. Like, you can learn to ascend. You can gradually ascend to it, but you can never match God's love because, I mean, it takes a lot of transformation. It takes a lot of deep. Who is that knocking at my door? Go sit down, please. I'm almost done, sweetheart. Go sit down. Okay, I'm coming. Give me a few minutes. But let's see. I still got some time. If anybody have any questions, you're welcome to ask them. Any questions related to what I was just discussing. Because actually the energy has sort of come to a halt until I can catch it again. It's sort of stuck. Okay, let's see. Ways to harness chi. We were talking about, okay, because I was talking about chi. Ways to harness chi. There are holistic ways of harnessing chi, and they include like Reiki or Tai Chi or Feng Shui and acupuncture. Yeah, once I became a Reiki master and my hand chakras opened up more and my my foot chakras opened up unexpectedly. Like, they be on fire. Like, when I'm helping somebody or if I'm doing Reiki on someone, I feel like heat radiating through my body and just coming out and flowing everywhere through my hands and my feet. Like, it's a place for it to exit. And once I put that in people's energy fields and help them, then they can sense it too. Because some they'll be like, your hand's hot. Or they'll be like, I felt like you were there, like over my head for a long time. Like, no, honey, I wasn't at your feet. I was at your feet. Because with Reiki, it's also called helping hands that comes with Reiki. So it's not just the practitioner working with you, it's the spirit, it's the Ruach Kodesh, it is angels working with you. And so you might feel the presence of multiple people in the room, but you're in a deep state of relaxation. You're in a deep state of relaxation because it's necessary for your cells to regenerate. We don't breathe properly, so we're not getting the proper breath and nourishment and oxygen in our body to turn over, to have cellular turnover the way we should, because we shouldn't age the way we do. We should not age. We should not age. But we do because of stress. We do because we're being used as batteries. We do because we're staying in a high level of stress, in the fight or flight, in the high beta wave, brain wave. And what we need to be is an alpha, because in alpha wavelengths you are able to receive. Again, it's easy for me to receive, but if you're stressed out and you're not in divine flow, then you don't have the liberation to flow in the divine love with ease and receive. So that is why we're going to have to learn how to breathe properly. And we're going to learn how to get proper rest. We're going to have to learn how to put ourselves in, like, I don't know why I heard cryostasis in my spirit. But you have to learn how to put yourself in a deep meditative state so that you can rejuvenate, so that you can recharge. Because this matrix, this world, it's going to drain you. It's going to drain you. You're like a battery. And then the more you elevate and the stronger you are and the brighter you shine and the brighter you become, the more you're going to attract them bugs. You're going to attract them nocturnal. You know what's weird? The nocturnal bugs are attracted to artificial light. Why are they attracted to light? They don't want to be out in the sun. They just fake. Nocturnal bugs are fake ass niggas. What the hell? Anyway, you're gonna attract bugs. You're gonna attract leeches. You're gonna attract parasites. People who are just gonna try to attach themselves to your energy field. They peep island and they watching, but they not just watching. They're pushing their intentions on you as they watching. They pushing their trauma on you as they watching. You're a beacon. You are a lighthouse in the darkness. And you glow and you shine and you're beautiful. And you know, what was it? Cute aggression. Cute aggression occurs. That's the actual thing, y'all. Cute aggression occurs. And people want to be like, I don't have nothing cute and cuddly over here to show y'all this with. But it's like, precious. And they just want to hold you and possess you and hide you. It's like, it's my own personal sunlight. This my sunflower. This mine. But you just plucked me up out the ground. I'm going to die. I can't breathe. Let me go. I want to be free. Beautiful things. Beautiful things are free. If they are free, they can continue to be beautiful and shed light and be beautiful for other people, and other things can appreciate them. You don't just precious. But that's what people have a tendency to do to you, and that's why you got to protect your energy. They don't mean to, y'all. Some of them do. Like, some people actually have true malicious intent, but some people, they just never experienced love before, and so when they see you, hey honey, when they see you and when they experience your presence, it is like a high dose of, what's it called? Serotonin? Melatonin? Oxytocin? Happy hormones flood their bodies when they're near you because you just like radiating the sun. And they like, where do you come from? I want you here forever. And that's creepy. But you gotta understand the darkness that people experience. You gotta understand everyone, needs a helping hand sometimes. Everyone needs some sunlight. Everyone needs a smile. Everyone needs some love. I just saw 5252. Sometimes. We got 4 minutes left. Anybody got any question, you can ask it. But I'm gonna look up angel number 5252. Whew. Let's see. You'll be left in the dust unless I stood by you. You're the sunflower. Think your love will be too much. You're just so bright and so radiant. Your love is too much for some folks. That's why they get scared and run away. Y'all, people get scared and run away when you are wonderful. They do not always run away because you bad. A lot of times people don't run away when you bad. Like, you can be horrible and they'll be sitting there waiting for you to change because they're used to the trauma. They're used to the drama. They're used to the pain. They're used to the suffering. That is their norm. So they will stay when you are fucked up. But when you are like, you are bright and radiant, 757. Let me write that down. When you are freaking awesome, folks just leave because it's scary. Like, you are too good to be true. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You be like heaven to touch. I want to hold you so much. That's how I felt when I met my twin flame, y'all. That song played in my head for 3 months. I was in the bubble. Okay. It's in my head now. I can't get it out. I love you too. Okay. 5252 is telling you that happiness depends on you. boom, message. Yeah, they get a high, they get a buzz. And I mean, Reiki will give folks a high too. And you know, somebody said people can get addicted to Reiki. They're not addicted to Reiki. They're addicted to not experiencing pain. They're addicted to, oh my God, I didn't know this could exist. Yo, when I had my third child, my anesthesiologist was sent by God, y'all. I felt my other surgeries. The anesthesiologist I had for Samadhi, for my son who's named after enlightenment, the anesthesiologist I had for enlightenment was so good. I cried. I was on the table and I started crying. I was having a C-section. And they were like, what's wrong? What's wrong? I said, oh my goodness. Oh my God. For the first time in my life, because I have fibromyalgia and I got 5 discs out of place in my back and one of them is on my spinal cord. So I'm like, I have never experienced zero pain. I said, this is beautiful. I cried because I was pain free for the first time in like 20 years. And he said, well, just relax and take a nap. I said, and I was scared. You know, we be scared, y'all, when beauty and love come into our life. We be scared when God take our pain away. We be scared when he said, oh, here's a blessing for you, baby. You earned it. You like, where it come from? Who is this? Get him away. You know, but yeah, I was scared, and I told him if I take a nap, I ain't coming back. I'm going to sleep, and I ain't waking back up. I'm gonna just go and die because this feel good. That's how good it felt. I was like, my mission is done, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna go to sleep. I'm not gonna relax. There's multiple levels to this story, but anyway, 5252 is telling you that happiness depends on you. No one except you can work to fulfill your dreams. We just talked about that. To live happier and to grow as a person, if you want to learn how to be happier every day, you have to keep in mind that this is only up to you. This is only up to you. 757 is the last number because my time is up. It's 8 o'clock, y'all. 757. Uh-oh, why did I put in 575? I'm going to look that up because there are no mistakes. 757. It's a sign of major changes and new beginnings in love, in your love life, not just your romantic life. When we talk about love life, everybody always talking about romance and let's go on dates and let's have sex and let's hold hands. I mean, your love life is the life love brings to you. A new beginning in a new life brought to you by love. You begin to love a love affair with spirit, divine love. You begin a love affair with spirit. It's a sacrifice to love, to the love affair with spirit, to the peace of God. Now, I said that the number 575 came up, and I was going to go and look that up. As I go with the flow. It confirms that the significant alterations you are making to live are correct. You have the support and endorsement of guardian angels for these transformations. These are in line with the divine purpose of your life, and you can proceed without any apprehension. You can proceed